So hello, welcome to the Forward Bonsai Society. This is Mark Bynum. We are doing a show and tell at his facility. This is Mark's collection. So Mark, tell us a little bit about this tree that was collected.
Well, I call this one Baby Huey. It's an ash juniper that came from the Glen Rose area. Dug it in 2009, so it's 9 years old out of the ground right now. It's taken a long time to develop this thing. Just last year we finally got it down to the proper bonsai pot size, and it's doing quite well this year, but it still got about 2 years worth of development to do, and then refinement after that. So a nice tree, but it takes a long time.
So Mark, tell us a little bit about your setup and your benches and some of the seedlings that you have and what's the plan on that.
Well, the benches came from Jackie Paul.
Yeah.
And, So that's kind of fun to have that. She's was a longtime member of the club and passed away in 2012. And so to have some of her stuff, she was kind of a mentor to me, is fun for me to have. So the benches and a few of the trees that are around here came from Jackie Paul. So what I've got set up on this one, in bonsai we always talk about morning sun, afternoon shade. So this is morning sun, and the greenhouse gives it afternoon shade. So I have a lot of my seedlings and growing things going, some dwarf kumquats. I've got some of the club junipers that we use for membership and for sale too at our fundraisers in the spring and in the fall. And then some of it, like the trees on the end, are set there because I need to work on them. So I put them in a spot to work on. So it's kind of fun to work on this. Of course, I see this area every day. I walk out here all the time, so I'm always doing a little clipping, weeding, whatever. We got some black pine seedlings here that we're developing with a twisted trunk that will take a little bit of time. This one is an Elderica pine. We got some black pines down here, so we've twisted these up. As a matter of fact, Dan helped me twist some of these little guys up, and this one
2 years ago now.
Yeah, that's right.
How many years we had this one now?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a little Elderica of this year's seeds, and so it's ready to be twisted up too. So
Mark, show us around the corner some of your more refined
it'll be
material.
fun. Coming into what I call my Mexican plaza. It's too big to be a patio, so I call it a plaza. So I laid all the saltilla tile. Me and my crew did all the rock work throughout the whole property here, and I designed it all. This is one of my favorite spots right here, this little grotto here with the fig ivy covering up the walls. And so it's a lot of fun to do. It also gets a good amount of shade, which is helpful for the little bonsais like that, the Shohin size stuff. So I have a sprinkler system that will water all of that, and it's just right for boxwoods and azaleas and etc. I like to do orchids too, and we do a lot of what I call potbelly pots. And this is the time of year, August, when it's hot, that my yard looks the best with all the coleus and the impatiens. So not just bonsai, I can do a little bit more than that and enjoy the garden. So I built all of this waterfall. There's a mountain creek that comes from the top all the way down to here. It's kind of covered up with the large leaf coleus up there. But it's fun. I enjoy being back here. This is a large facet, as you can see there. And this one I'll donate to the Japanese Garden Bonsai Collection. I've got a lot of work to do on it. I've got to bend it down a lot, and etc. But it takes time, as you know, on bonsai.
Mark, tell us about how this is set up and the shade that you have for the winter, for the hot summer.
Long ago, there was a pecan tree there, so I cut that down and built this circular table to put my junipers on, so I didn't have to bend over too far, you know. So that's why the bench is circular like this, and 2 layers. Put the little guys on top just because they're at eye level or so, and I can work on them, see what they need. If it goes a little bit of spider mite on it, then I'm ready to attack that right away. Let's see. The shade, I put the shade up when it starts to be about 93 degrees or so. I put it up, and this is a 30% shade cloth, and so it'll help the trees in the heat of the summer.
So Mark has probably done more work on the junipers than anyone in the club. And has
Procumbens, yeah, that's what
basically
I like.
become our expert on the small procumbens juniper. And so he gives a lot of free advice. He's our resident expert on the procumbens.
This particular procumbens came from the Japanese gardens. They had just ripped it out of the ground on one of the islands out in the major lake that's there, and so gave it to me. So it had done all of this naturally. I've done nothing to it other than to bring it back to health. So this is a fun one. This tree belongs to the Japanese Garden Bonsai collection. So, yeah, quite a bit of fun. Some of these trees, here's a 1-seed juniper that's kind of raw at the moment, needs to be wired. This brighter green is ash juniper. It needs to be wired. It's got a great trunk, great potential. This juniper here belongs to the Japanese Garden Bonsai collection and was styled by Bjorn Jorgen, a world-known bonsai artist. So that's one in our collection that's highly prized. I have a couple of hackberries here that I dug in Rio Vista 3 and 4 years ago. You can see the leaf reduction in these. These are just, about a quarter of what a regular hackberry leaf would be. So they've adapted well to the bonsai pot, and they're doing what the bonsai artist likes to see. So these are kind of fun. Schools will go in the greenhouse, of course, but some of the other stuff would be like Dan saying, I get so many leaves. You know, it's pretty good for insulating things. It's a tough one. You put it in too much shade, it grows real fast. You put it in too much sun, it doesn't want to grow at all. So it's just kind of hard to do.
So it has a nice little flower. And a really nice bark.